Well, I was in high school, and one of my best friends was his cousin. And we were at a basketball game, and she was telling me that she had this rich single farmer cousin that she wanted me to meet. So we made a plan that I would accidentally run into them as they were talking out in the foyer at halftime. Well, I chickened out. But she gave him my picture, and so he gave me a call. And he said that later that he had his list of questions, notes, things to talk about in case I was too shy. And so he was pleasantly surprised when he found I wasn't too shy to talk. So, yeah. And I was 17 and he was 25.
All right.
Yeah. And my mom was like, Angie, you don't know what a man that age has on his mind. And I was like, of course. I was like, oh, mother. But she wasn't as ridiculous as I thought she was. So, yeah.
What does that look like?
First date in February, married before the end of August.
Yeah, 6 months. But that was precedent. My parents got married in 1946 after knowing each other 3 months. So it wasn't that big a
It was
deal.
a long courtship to them.
Yeah.
Moments or seasons or adventures or
Oh, for me, I remember one time when we made our first visit to Folly Island,
South Carolina.
which is just outside of Charleston, and with our children. And I can remember one sunrise when Angie and the girls were out on the beach, feet in the surf, collecting seashells, with the sun coming up in the east. That was a serene moment that I shall never forget.
Serene. Yes. Not many of those when you have 3 kids, as you know. Yeah. One of my most memorable moments was our 25th anniversary when he's very good at planning surprises. And so he was taking me on a trip to Pennsylvania to Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water, the house that he built there, because I like architecture. And so at that point, we had 2 girls still at home. They were in college, but they were staying at our house. And so we got up early to go, and I kissed them bye and said, well, I'll see you. And so we took off, and we got there and stayed in a nice little bed and breakfast. That night, we got dressed to go down to the dining room for supper. We walked into the dining room, and I about passed out. There were all of our kids, our son-in-law, our boyfriend-in-law, our daughter's boyfriend, and his mom. They had been like 30 minutes behind us, and he had done that, and I had no idea. So that was good.
That was a win.
Which made up for the time before that when we tried to go see Falling Water, but we ended up in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and we never did make it to Falling Water.
we don't have to go there. We can edit that. We don't have to.
It was still a good trip.
That was before GPS. We had a pastor one time. I remember, I'll never forget this, when he was talking about marriage, and he said, there are wolves out there. So there are wolves out there. So wives, praise your husbands. You are their cheerleader. They go out and they get beat up in the world. And if you don't do that, there are wolves out there who will take over and will do it for you.
And husbands, compliment your wives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a reciprocal
Yeah.
relationship that can be enforced with kind words.
It's difficult when you have little kids, when you're a mom. It's so easy to let the mom take over and just be all mom. And it's very hard to have dual roles because you're still a wife and a lover. But the mom thing can be so overwhelming. So husbands, if you tell your wife that you still think of her in that way, and she will be what you tell her she is.
And gentlemen, clean the toilet bowls.
That's a good one.
Good things happen when you clean the toilet bowls.
That is perfect.
You're good at that.
I would say, men, take your wife on a date every weekend.
Yeah.
Put your wife first. The children come second in the family, in the home. If you can do that, your marriage will thrive.
And that, and more than the big things like whisking her off on some romantic vacation. It's the daily being together. Appreciate being together. I've coined a new word for it. It's called fundane, because Gary and I find fun in doing mundane things. Just going to Meijer and going grocery shopping, doing errands, sitting at home on the couch every evening, cuddling. That's how we end every day. So it doesn't have to be some big fireworks event, but appreciate having each other every day.